friends, this is Miss Ashley with the Crystal Lake Public Library here for another episode of Blow Off Some Steam, where we explore an activity using a combination of concepts from science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Today we are going to paint and we're going to make crystals grow on our painting, and then we're going to grow them overnight in our refrigerator. We'll use materials you can find around your house. I'll show you what to do, and then you get to try it by yourself. There are also instructions on the Crystal Lake Public Library's calendar for August 26th on how to do this. So before you get started, make sure you get your grown-ups permission or help if you need it. And today we're gonna work with hot water, so get some help with that, okay? So we're gonna explore science, math, and art by making our own watercolors that will dry and grow crystals. So it's very fun. We're gonna dissolve some salt into hot water. So you'll need to get a half a cup of hot water. I put some in the tea kettle. And you want it to cool enough that you can work with it. So I've measured out a half a cup of hot water right here, and I can touch the outside of it, so that's good. And then I have a half a cup of Epsom salt. If you don't have Epsom salt around your house, you can just do a fourth of a cup of table salt that you have and dissolve that in the half a cup. So you can see I have poured the table salt and the Epsom salt in my containers, and I'm going to use a heat-safe stir to stir it around. I want it to dissolve, okay? So you're gonna have to stir for a few minutes so that the salt gets completely dissolved into the water. And you'll be able to tell when it's dissolved. It looks cloudy, but you can tell when it's dissolved when you don't see any crystals floating around. So I still see some crystals floating around. All right. This is the part where we learn patience. And that the combining of two substances doesn't happen immediately. So those salt crystals need to be dissolved into the water, okay? Okay, so now we've dissolved our Epsom salt into our water, and you can see there's just a few maybe crystals at the bottom, but it's not as cloudy as it was, and most of the salt has been absorbed. So then you wanna have 3 jars to make your paint if you wanna do 3 different colors. So you would just divide the water and salt into your 3 different jars. Okay, and then you're gonna add your food coloring. If you happen to have liquid watercolors at home, you can use those. We just have food coloring, and that works too. So what you wanna do is, if you want a darker color, you'll add more drops of food coloring. If you want a lighter color, you would add less. I think I'm doing about 4 or 5, except for this green, which is running out. I might do yellow instead. Okay. And the yellow is running out instead. So we are going to mix colors. When you mix red and purple, what do you get? I mean red and blue. When you mix red and blue, what do you get? So after you've added your food coloring, you want to go ahead and stir it. And just like with regular watercolors, they won't be as vibrant as like maybe tempera paint or something like that. But they're still going to be a color. So this is a nice red, this is a nice blue, and this is a great purple. Okay? Next, you want to get your paper. Next, we're gonna paint, and if you wanna do some exploring of shapes, I recommend that. And you can just try to make regular shapes or 3D shapes, or you can try to make something out of shapes. So I used a ruler and a pencil, and I made a cool butterfly out of shapes. So you wanna go ahead and take your paintbrush and dip it in your first color, and then you wanna go ahead and start painting. picture, we need to let it dry so that the water can be absorbed or evaporated and then the crystals can form. And you can see these are some ones that I've done before, and you can see some of the crystals on there. And this one we did here, that's got a lot on there. And then this is just some shapes I drew with the solution I made with the table salt. So you can see the crystals form a little differently, but it still works. And then if you have some construction paper, it's really cool to paint on that. You can't pick up the color, but you can make all different kinds of crystals. It's very shiny. So that's very fun too. So go paint, come up with some good things, watch your crystals grow, and then when you're done with your paint, go ahead and put a top on your jar and then put it in your refrigerator overnight. And what will happen is the crystals will grow and they will form a really cool jar of crystals that you can check out with your magnifying glass, and you can dump out some of the liquid to see it better. So we would invite you to do that. Have fun, go blow off some steam, and we'll see you back here next time. We are going to do light painting. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.